I've always been a fan of Albert Pyun ever since I was a teenager and rented his movies on VHS, and I actually mostly bought his movies on VHS because I've never been a renter. I want to own stuff. I'm like a typical dog. They eat stuff because they want to own it. I don't eat my movies, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Pyun have a very interesting history, I think, mostly because people seem to in the past they disliked him a lot, all the fans, all the cult fans, all the critics, I know for sure that one of the bigger distribution companies in Scandinavia during the late 80s and early 90s called him Albert Puke for some silly, absurd, childish reason. I mean, Albert is it's probably one of the true visionaries of action cinema, mostly and often because he likes to transform his standard kickboxing movies and cyborg flicks to some kind of noirish, quite gender-bending, feminist take on kicking people in the face. And I love it. I really love it. Adrenaline Fear the Rush is one of my favorite. Nemesis is a masterpiece in every kind. I can't even, you know what I mean. Mean Guns is lovely too. And I'm such a big fan. I think I own most of his stuff, not his Urban Menace trilogy, but most stuff, really. Sorry, I'm mumbling here because I'm getting excited when I'm talking about Albert Pyun. I own, me and David Suselo named his universe the Pyuniverse. Which I think is quite a good name, and I try to buy as much as I can find. The best copies, the best versions. Postmortem, for example, is out here in Scandinavia in a very nice letterbox version. It's not anamorphic, but it's good quality and uncut and everything. Anyway, I'm such a big fan that I actually own this. What's this? Yeah, this is original storyboards, also signed by Albert. Original storyboards from The Sword and the Sorcerer, his first movie, and they're beautiful, really beautiful. And it's probably one of my mostly prized possessions I have. Anyway, as you know, if you follow the channel, I like to buy from Amazon.de, the German Amazon site, and there's tons of fun stuff to get there. And if you go there, you can find two great Albert Pyun movies for not that expensive. First, we have I don't like to use the word guilty pleasure, because guilty pleasures is it's a coward way of saying that you don't dare to like a movie for real. But I like this movie for real, and that's Heat Seeker with it's Gary Daniels is everywhere, but he's like one of the bad guys. It's some kind of also quite a little bit noirish, a bit quite simplistic but effective kickboxing movie shot in, I think, Manila. Some great scenes, simple, not too advanced, but still, packs the punch. This version is in full screen, like many of Pyun's movies, which is very sad, because he's if you know him, he loves to use the whole frame of a the whole widescreen frame. But this is actually a very nice print. It's clear, it's sharp, it's uncut. Very recommended. A lot, yeah. Another one, it's actually released in 2 releases, and I only got my hands on the cheaper one. It's of course Radioactive Dreams. This is one of the Pyun movies I haven't seen, so when I got it, I threw it into the player, and I found it to be a highly original, wacky, post-apocalyptic, noirish comedy with dance numbers and a giant rat. Also, remember, this is Michael Dudikoff before he became, this American Ninja guy, more or less, and he's excellent in this one. It's probably one of his best parts, and I would love to see him do more comedy. the story, I love the story. It's about two kids get locked inside some kind of mine or underground garage or anything, or something. You know, my English, you know, sorry. And the only thing they can read in there is 50s pulp novels. So when they come out 20 years later to see what's happening outside after this nuclear war or whatever, they're more or less like Mike Hammer or Raymond Chandler. They have adopted these personas and starts on an adventure to find their fathers. One of them is played by George Kennedy in a very, very small part. You know, he's basically underused, but still, it's a colorful, original, quirky, weird. You know, it's an amazing movie. You know, come on, Olive Films, release it on Blu-ray. This one deserves a Blu-ray release. Okay, but I know there's still Albert Pyun haters out there, and really, come on, guys, look at his work, and you will see that there's a distinct style going all from his first movie till the movies he makes nowadays, and it's something very personal. It has high integrity. I mean, even if the guy did probably one of the worst movies ever with Steven Seagal, Ticker, which also actually has a quite nice rhythm. It's cheap and the acting is quite crap, but there's still something. There's some little edginess still left, and that's because of Pyun and his vision and his style of filmmaking. It's the same thing with the Nemesis sequels, part 2 and 3. Okay, they're here's my cat again, Kitek. The part 2 and 3 is mostly in the desert, and they're very, very simple movies. But then you have part 4, where what I understand, he shot, you know, very, very quickly just because he had some time and a little bit of money over, which is a great cyborg film noir shot in some kind of Eastern European country somewhere, which is very dark and very edgy, and I think it's really, she's gonna fart now, I think. Well, but it's a movie worth rediscovering anyway. Well, that's my rant about Albert Pyun, because I think he's a great guy. And oh yeah, you should see a movie called Invasion, also called Infection, which is shot in one take with a police camera, you know, in front of a police car. Also a surprisingly emotional, strong movie, and not that bad. I know there's some people who always thinks everything Pyun makes is bad, but that's of course not true. They're idiots. You're idiots if you think so. No, not all of you, but you know, I understand. You know, we have different taste and everything like that. But Pyun is a master. Pyun deserves respect. Pyun, you know, this guy. People will write books about him sooner or later. I promise you. You know, there will be, you know, important works written about his filmography, his vision, his life, and so I think you should go out there, go to eBay or Amazon or whatever, Amazon.de. You can buy this movie or not this movie, Heatseeker. This one is not bad either. Actually, it's a Danish documentary about a satanic cult. You can Google it, called Island of Lucifer. Very interesting stuff. I will actually get back to this, I think. I will think about it. Anyway, you can buy these two very good, awesome Albert Pyun movies on the German Amazon.de. And, yep, that's all. And now I will find the cat again, so see you.